I got mad at my dad. I joined the Army. I was regular Army. I went in when they were still issuing brown boots. And it was probably the best thing I ever did. I am so proud to have served our country.
When did you go into the Army?
1958, October 15th.
Wow. So tell us about that. How did you went in, and then what happened? Where were you stationed?
Right after I got there, the first night, I went over to the club to have a beer. I was walking back to where I was being billeted, and there was a group of boys over in the woods with only one adult leader wearing a red jacket. Walked over, and there was obviously a scout meeting. And I just started working with the kids. They were working on several different things. At the end of the evening, the guy with the red jacket, and it was a film-out jacket, a black bowl on it. It's a leadership, very, very advanced leadership for scouting. And he looked at my fatigue and he says, "Bacon, what are you doing here?" And I said, "Well, I'm waiting for an assignment." And he says, "You know something about scouting?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm an Eagle Scout, and I've been working at scout camps." He said, "Why don't you lead Scoutmaster's benediction?" So I did. Next morning, we fell out, and everybody was supposed to go to some place for an assignment, and I was the only one that had to go up to the Adjutant General's office. Walked in, first sergeant said, "The colonel would like to see you." Walked in, and this guy wearing the red jacket and a film out was wearing birds. And he said, "Bacon, how would you like to work for me?" I said, "Yes, sir." "Doing what, sir?" He said, "I need a program director for the American youth activities." And he explained to me that the American military had a lot of dependents living on base with their parents, and they needed somebody to make sure that they didn't get in trouble. So I spent my first 15 months, that was Germany, as a program director for American youth activities. Outstanding. It was great. In fact, in my scouting thing, over in Germany, there's two types of scouts. There's Catholic and Protestant. And they don't mix. They are very, very, very separate. And I met a young lady whose father was the Burgermeister, the mayor. And I told him that I would really like to have some place to take my scouts camping, and there was an area just outside the post that belonged to the city. There was a little creek went through it, and it would be the perfect camping spot. And he says, "Serious." So one of the first things I did was I organized a camporee between the American Scouts, the Catholic Scouts, and the Protestant Scouts. And we got all really well, and we built good German-American relationships by doing it.
Boy, that's great. So you did that for 15 months?
Yep.
What did you do after that?
There were only a couple of nights that it got hairy. We patrolled the border unit between Hof and the Tri-Point, which is where East and West Germany and Czechoslovakia meet. Our area was Czechoslovakia. And there were some incidents that got where one of our guys actually stepped across and was captured, okay? I don't know what happened to him. We never heard. But the fact of the matter is, back then, the Russians wanted us out of there really bad. And JFK kept saying no. And a couple of times, on 2 different nights, 2 different periods, we were ordered out of Berlin by midnight or else. And those countdowns were very serious. We honestly thought that we were going to war on two different occasions. I was on an LP one night during that period, and I heard somebody coming up behind us, and there were 2 Russian tanks that had their tubes directly at us. They knew where I was. I radioed back and asked permission to move our listening post, and they said, "No, just stick it out," okay? They knew where our position was. There were 2 other troopers in a foxhole, okay, that we prepared. We had a .30 caliber machine gun. That was it. and our rifles. I knew there was somebody in the brush area behind me, so I put my rifle sights on where I knew this guy was going to come through the brush. And I was fully prepared at midnight. If he had come through, I was going to pull the trigger. Fortunately, the first thing that happened is his dog came through. Langenauts, the German line police, used German Shepherds. And the minute I seen the dog, I knew it was Langenauts. So, and he was coming up to check on us. But he did it in a very step-by-step, and I really thought that they were going to take us out before midnight. So I came really close. There was another incident where they were going to close the Autobahn off so that we could not enter. They're going to shut off our access to Berlin. And the president said, no, we're not going to allow you to do that. We're going to enforce our rights. And to do that, he had a infantry unit. I don't remember what size, but in 5-ton trucks. They went in with light armor, with no armor, okay, no support. And if they were stopped, any point between that tri-point and Berlin, it was the 15th Cav that was going to go in to bail them out and give them support. And I was in the 3rd tank. So it came down. I mean, when they left the tri-point, okay, to make their trip to Berlin, we honestly thought that they were going to stop that convoy. And if they did, okay, our orders were to break through, make sure nothing, protect them.
How old were you at this point?
I was probably 20.
Were you scared, this
Oh,
20-year-old kid?
No, I was pumped up. I was pumped up. I mean, I cannot explain that, but there was adrenaline. And I think adrenaline is one of the strongest drugs ever you can find.
Was there a specific reason you wanted to serve your country? Did you perceive a threat? I mean, we weren't officially at war at that point. But,
No.
so what was your motivation?
You know, I don't realize, or my grandchildren will never understand what the Cold War was about. It was a very strong psychological chess game. And I knew that was going on, and I wanted to be part of it. I wanted to serve our country.